there, we're back. And what I'm doing is I'm just preparing my cake board. So this is an 18 by 18 square, like I said earlier, I mentioned earlier. This is just some shortening that I'm placing on the board with a paintbrush. And I'm doing that just so that my fondant will, once I place my fondant on top here, it will secure it to the board. So notice that I'm just doing it around the edges. I've done here, here, and down here. The reason is I'm actually going to take some of that fondant in the center out because I like to have my cake secured to the board and not to the fondant, because if it's to the fondant it could shift a little bit if the fondant is still soft. Okay, and then over here you can see where I've already rolled out my chocolate fondant. And what I want to do is just lift this up, bring my board, slide it under, and place this over the top. Okay. Alright, looks like we're pretty close, but we've got to go a little bit further right over here and right over on this corner over here. So at this point, just go ahead and take your rolling pin and go right over the top. And this does a couple of things. It's going to, extend my fondant out, and it's also going to secure the fondant to that shortening that I have placed below it. So push it out a little more there. Now just kind of even it out a bit. Okay, so now what I want to do is take my finger and just right around the edges, just kind of press right on the edge just to have that fondant come over the edge slightly. Now we are going to actually place real ribbon around the edge of the cake, around the edge of the cake board, I should say, not the cake. But I do need the chocolate fondant just to come down a little bit. If I don't, then you'll actually see a little bit of the wood board, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, and then you can either take I'm going to take a pizza cutter and kind of go right on the side here and cut all the way up. Now the thing here, this was actually, this part was touching the wood, so it's up to you. If you don't feel comfortable without reusing that, that has some little splinters in it, you can go ahead and cut the edge off like I'm doing right here and get rid of this part of the fondant and then just reuse this part. So I'm going to pick this up and take this turntable, place it underneath there like so. What I want to do is make sure that this part's flattened just a little bit more. So I actually take a rolling pin and kind of roll it a little bit. Alright, for the center part, I can actually use, let's see, sometimes it's easier to use a spatula to cut. This is the one I like. Okay, so remember in the center I didn't put any shortening, so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and cut. Peel this out. Now again, it's up to you whether you use this piece or maybe you just want to keep it for display cakes. If you don't feel comfortable, if you feel like maybe wood has gotten in there, that's completely up to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this for display cakes because I don't really feel comfortable with it reusing it on a cake that someone's going to actually eat. So now I found my double-sided tape. And what I want to do is I want to just take a piece and I'll probably fold it over. It needs to be at least the same height as the fondant, and that isn't. So I need to put at least one more on top. So I'm going to put it underneath. And then it's the same height. That way when the cake sits on it, it'll sit on the tape. So I need about, like that one, it's about 3 pieces high. Okay, so I'll meet you back here after I already stack this up, and then we'll go ahead and start to decorate it.